What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Psycho Steve with you once again for another edition of Back to School. Yes, back to school, where if the matches are horrible, we give it a horrible grade, like my days in college. If it's an awesome match, we give it a great grade, like my days in high school. But if you believe that crap, you believe Tech 9 is a better rapper than Tupac. But why are we talking about Tech 9? This is a wrestling show, right? Beyond the Shoot. Oh, hell yeah! Today, folks, we're going to be grading Monday Night Raw. Dun, dun, dun. Yes, Monday Night Raw. We know last week it was a horrible show. I gave it like a D, I believe. But today, a totally different vibe. Happy Memorial Day to everybody and all the troops out there and all the soldiers who fight for our freedom. We had a nice little montage of stories from Memorial Day, how some of the troops are giving props to all the soldiers, and they were having stories about how they saw some of the soldiers die in their arms, in front of them, and I was starting to get teary-eyed. It was a really, really good moment. So I want to say happy Memorial Day to everybody, but on with the show. Oh, you know what? Big salute. All right, last week we started the show off with Kurt Angle again. It would have been apropos, I guess, to start off with Kurt Angle this week because it would have shown the American flag, but I just don't want to see Kurt Angle starting off all the Raws. It's insane because the definition of insanity is trying one thing over and over and over again, trying to get a different, result. And Raw keeps doing the same thing over and over again. But we didn't start off with Kurt Angle. We started off with Braun Strowman, the monster among men. Now we know that Braun Strowman isn't the best on the mic, but he did very well. He got the fans involved. Of course, last week he had an awesome match with Finn Balor. Finn Balor, yeah, he came out right after Braun Strowman talking about how I was the first Universal Champion. I'm going to win the Money in the Bank, and I'm going to take you out in the process. So it leads Kurt Angle to making a match right off the bat, asking for a referee between Finn Balor and Braun Strowman. I'm really excited about this start. I gave this match a B+. It was the same as last week. It was an awesome match. But we had a little addition to the match. We got Kevin Owens on commentary. Of course, we all know Kevin Owens is great on the mic. He's really, really good on commentary as well. And this match was no different. He actually got up and got a mic to talk to Braun Strowman, tell him, "Go, Braun, beat the hell out of Finn Balor. You know what he did to you last week. He showed that he could have some offense against you," which fired up Braun. And he did the same thing when Finn Balor got the advantage. He said, "Finn, you know what Braun Strowman did to you last week? Get on him, take him out," which got Finn Balor really excited. Actually, we thought Finn Balor was going to win the match because he was about to give a second coup de grace to Mr. Braun Strowman, monster among men, Goliath to his David. But here comes Kevin Owens, hitting Finn Balor in the back. He does get the disqualification win, Finn Balor, of course. So it's like 50-50 booking, but way, way better. So, of course, this leads to Kevin Owens running up the ramp. Braun Strowman has a ladder, and he tosses it halfway across the ramp. He is so damn strong. So Kevin Owens runs to the back, trying to get out of the building, trying to get valet to get his car. And here comes Kurt Angle saying, "Where are you going? You're not leaving. You've pissed a lot of people off already. You're going to have a match against Bobby Roode later on." And of course, this pisses off Kevin Owens. So the match itself, B+. I give that small segment at the end about a B+ as well. All around great start to Raw. I'm really excited about this show. Way better than last week. So for our next segment, we have Elias. WWE, Walk with Elias. Of course, he is white hot right now with the fans. He gets booed. He gets chants. Of course, he's sitting in the ring with his guitar, talking about how he has a new song to play for him, and if they don't shut their mouths, he's not going to play for him. He actually goes past a commercial, and he comes back, he's still sitting there. He said, "I will wait all night." But he says, "You know what? I want you to hear this song. I need you to hear this song, so I'm going to play it for you." He begins to strum, and Seth Rollins' music starts. I love the fact that we're probably going to see something with Seth Rollins and Elias in the future. But Elias, of course, out of the ring. Seth Rollins right into the Intercontinental match with Jinder Mahal. So the Intercontinental title match between Seth Rollins and Jinder Mahal, I got to give this match an A. Surprisingly so, Jinder Mahal had a great match with Seth Rollins. But like I said, Jinder Mahal will have great matches with really good wrestlers. Seth Rollins is one of those guys. So I was really surprised in the match, the intensity from Jinder Mahal. He showed a lot of guts. He showed a lot of heart. Seth Rollins, of course, is the better man. But in this match, Sunil Singh tries to interfere, and it really pisses Seth Rollins off. It actually pissed him off so much that he got a chair and disqualified himself. He beat the hell out of Jinder Mahal with a chair. Of course, last week, Jinder did the same thing to him. So he wanted to do it to Jinder Mahal. He did it to Sunil Singh all the way up the ramp, chasing him all the way to the back. And of course, Seth Rollins is celebrating with the crowd with the chair, gets on top of the announce table and is still celebrating. When who comes out? Elias, with one swing of his guitar, pow! Seth Rollins onto the floor. They actually go to commercial, come back, and Seth Rollins is on a stretcher. It was actually very serious. It was a high fall, but the actual action, I give this whole match an A because of that. Elias and Seth Rollins, I am all in for that. All in for that. It's going to be a really good match. Hopefully they have it for Money in the Bank Intercontinental title. But Jinder Mahal, you know, he has that match with Roman Reigns. Are we going to see Roman Reigns later in the show? We're going to have to find out. Next up, we have Nia Jax coming down to the ring, but it really wasn't for a match. It was for an exhibition show against a jobber. They said she was like a judo champion, local judo champion in Richmond, Virginia. But halfway through the entrance for Nia Jax, her music stops and Ronda Rousey music plays. It's kind of one of those things where it pisses off a person and turns them heel, maybe, you know? She had that face on her like, oh, what the hell? She was very annoyed. But Ronda Rousey comes out to commentary. But it wasn't really for that match. Like I said, it was just an exhibition. Nia Jax goes in there, gets the mic and says, hey, Ronda, I'm glad you're out here so I can show you exactly what I'm going to do to you at Money in the Bank. So she does her movesets to this jobber, takes like the armbar. The armbar is Ronda Rousey's move. They actually put her in the armbar. She lifts the jobber up and throws her down. So this whole segment, I give it a C. It's not a negative C, it's a solid C, because I think it actually showed Nia Jax to be a heel. She was actually not pandering to the crowd, but she was telling the crowd, you know what? Ronda knows her name, so you can shut up now. That's a really heel move. She's trying to get some heat from the fans, and she did. Ronda Rousey comes to the ring. They have a little face-off, but it doesn't lead to anything. We have a couple weeks to build this up. I think this is a good build-up. Hopefully, we'll get physical later on. Next up, we have the Deleter of Worlds versus the Ascension, non-title match. The Ascension actually did a really good job in this match. I like the fact that they brought some offense. Victor, he's actually a good wrestler. I really like his movesets, his European elbows, and all that kind of stuff. But of course, the Deleter of Worlds, they're an awesome tag team. I love the fact that they're tag team champions right now, but they still don't have a match at Money in the Bank. I don't understand this. We got to get somebody to face them. I was thinking maybe if the Ascension wins today, they might have a match in the future for the tag team titles. But of course they didn't. It was like our squash match of the night. But they actually had some offense. I liked it. I'll give it a C+, not a minus. We'll put it on the plus side because it was an okay match. The Leader of Worlds, thumbs up. Now we go backstage with Kurt Angle and the B Team. I love the B Team. These guys, former Miztourage members, these guys are so hilarious. I give this segment an A. I don't usually, me and Mike both, we don't usually grade segments, but anything with the B Team right now is comedic gold. They're actually trying to get a title shot for the tag team titles of Raw, but they're having to jump all these other teams. They're like, how do we get there? How do we do this? Kurt Angle says, I'm not just gonna give you a title shot after 2 wins against Breezango. Ooh, okay, whatever. So they decided to have an invitational barbecue with all the other tag teams, thinking if we do something good for them, maybe they'll let us go to the top and get a tag team match. I thought it was really hilarious. If it led to something later on, like a barbecue, that'd be awesome. I give it an A. On to the next match. Next, we have the match that was made by Kurt Angle before Kevin Owens could leave the building. It's Kevin Owens versus Bobby Roode, 2 of the participants in Money in the Bank ladder match. I give this match a B. Bobby Roode can be a superstar if he's paired with the right opponent. Kevin Owens, I believe, is the right opponent for anybody. He's a superstar. He can carry a match. He can let you carry a match. This match was really, really awesome because the other matches that Bobby Roode's had before, like with Elias and all these other guys, Jinder Mahal, they were pretty bad. But now, Kevin Owens, quality match. I give it a B. Kevin Owens does get the roll-up win, doesn't use his powerbomb, doesn't use a heavy move, just the roll-up to get the win. Surprise, surprise. Braun Strowman comes out after the match, destroys both these fools. It was kind of funny that he destroyed Kevin Owens with 2 body slams, or power slams, excuse me. And then we got Bobby Roode on the second rope saying, yeah, that's what you deserve. And he gets taken down and also power slammed. It was really funny. I was like, Bobby Roode, please, I hope you get a power slam because you're acting like a jerk right now. So Braun Strowman, of course, being the monster among men, destroying these 2 guys, setting up more drama for Money in the Bank. I can't wait. Now, watching this show, this next segment, I was really, really not looking forward to. It's a Sami Zayn public apology for what he did last week on Raw. He should publicly apologize to Beyond the Shoot because we gave him an F grade for that segment last week. But this segment, I give it a C. He did do a public apology for all of the social media, jokes that were made about him and the men that he dressed up as women last week as Bobby Lashley's sisters. It was not hilarious. It was a joke. like I said, I gave it an F. This segment, he did do an apology, but he wanted everybody else to apologize to him as well, which brought a lot of heat. That's good, because Bobby Lashley comes out, smiles and all, hidden hands. Of course, he was in the Army, so he gives a little Memorial Day salute as well, which is awesome. But Sami Zayn shows he's a true heel. He's getting heat, and that's what he's supposed to do, because Bobby Lashley is supposed to be the babyface. So they set up a match for Money in the Bank. It was okay. You know, the segment, I gave it, like I said, a C-. It wasn't an F this time. But like I said, we have a couple weeks to build this up, so I'm hoping it gets a little bit more physical between these two. And maybe we'll see a haluva kick, or maybe we'll see some body slams, and maybe we'll see some action going on between these two. I hope so, because I'm not really looking forward to this match yet, but we'll have to see what happens. So next we have a match between Drew McIntyre and Chad Gable. They had some beef last week. Dolph Ziggler did defeat Chad Gable last week. So now, of course, Drew McIntyre gets his turn. It's another David versus Goliath match, and Goliath does get the win on this one. Chad Gable, of course, he has really good movesets, and I think he had a good match. I give this a C+, but I think it's going to lead to a little bit something more. Rumor has it Jason Jordan, is supposed to come back pretty soon. And I loved American Alpha when they were a tag team. So if they put those two together again, I think they're going to have a successful run. And especially against Drew and Dolph Ziggler, I think they can have really good matches, because Dolph, he carries matches. Drew McIntyre, he dominates matches. So I give this match, like I said, a C+, but I think it's going to lead to a lot better stuff we're going to have to see very, very soon. So next we have a really good segment. The B team actually had their invitational barbecue, and they invited pretty much all the tag teams except, of course, the Leader of Worlds. We had, I think, the Top Guys Revival was there. We had Titus Worldwide. We had, who was it? Heath Slater, Rhino, Breezango as well. The guys they beat twice in a row, 2 weeks in a row. So they all were having a barbecue. They had the baked beans, they had the hot dogs, they had the potato chips. It was going really nice, and people were eating, but they figured out that this barbecue was to try and get them to hop those guys and try and get into the tag team title match with the Leader of Worlds. So they got a little pissed off, got a little heated, and it led to a fight. A food fight. It was really hilarious. Everybody was laughing. Me and my producer Tony were laughing our faces off. So I give it a B. It was a really good segment, but I have mixed emotions about this segment, because it kind of shows the entire Raw tag team division as a huge joke. Comedy is great, but when you show the entire tag team division in the ring having a food fight instead of having a fight, it kind of tells you where the tag team division is. I don't know, I'm skeptical. I love the B team, that's why I gave it a B. But the segment was, I had mixed emotions. So I'm gonna have to see what happens with the tag team division. You know, like I said, AOP, Authors of Pain, are supposed to be called up. They're supposed to have matches on Raw, but we haven't seen them in a few weeks. So I'm hoping that enhances the tag team division, because I really mixed emotions about this. So we'll have to see what happens. So for our main event of Raw, we have our 7-lady gauntlet match. Starts off with Bayley and Liv Morgan. That match lasted 10 seconds, literally 10 seconds. Sasha beats Liv Morgan. Then comes Sarah Logan. That match literally took 2 minutes. 2 minutes. So that's like 3 minutes, 2 matches. It's crazy. But Bayley advances, and next is Ruby Riott. This match lasted a little longer, was a little better. And Bayley, she got beat by Ruby Riott, which, remember I tell you, she's gonna be a star, and I believe it. I think you should too. So Ruby Riott beats Bayley onto Dana Brooke. This match lasted 2 minutes. These are very short and quick matches. Dana Brooke, you're looking hot. I gotta tell you, you're looking really, really hot. But Ruby Riott moves on to Mickie James, the local favorite. She's from Richmond, Virginia. She gets some cheers. She's a heel, she gets some cheers, but she's a hometown girl. Of course, we thought she was gonna beat Ruby Riott, but no, sir. 5-minute match, Ruby Riott beats Mickie James. On to the final with Sasha Banks. Now, Ruby Riott, Sasha Banks, great match. They've had great matches before. This one actually lasted about, I want to say about 7 minutes, so it was the longest match, but I think it was the worst match. It had a few botches in there. But in the end, Sasha Banks' bank statement, she gets the victory. On to the Money in the Bank women's ladder match. We'll have to see what happens with that. So I'm not going to grade each match, because I probably give a lot of D's and F's. So as a whole, the gauntlet match itself, I give it a C. The ladies did a really good job, but the matches were just too short for my liking. 10 seconds, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. You gotta give a little bit more time. I mean, I understand Raw, the men, we had a really good show going on, and then the ladies only get a few minutes to work. So I'm gonna give it a C. Good job with what time you had, ladies, okay? So before I give a final grade for Raw, I gotta mention real quick, no Stephanie McMahon. no Roman Reigns. So honestly, just off of that, I want to give this show an A, but I can't because there were a few C segments and matches, but I'm kind of happy they gave Roman the week off, okay? I mean, the show was really good. Final grade for this show, I give it a B. When have you seen us give Raw a B? It's been a long time, especially after last week when we gave it a D. This is a huge improvement. I don't know, was Vince McMahon off? Was he sick? Was Triple H running the show? I don't know. Something must have happened backstage. Somebody might have lit a fire up somebody's butt. We have to just keep it going, Raw. I like this. Keep it going. So like I said, final grade, we're giving it a B. So of course, my opinions, my grades only matter to me. I want your opinions. I want your grade. Click this I right above me. Give it whatever grade you want. I know you're not going to give it an F because I know you enjoyed the show as well. So we'll just have to see what grade you give it. But also, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Leave some comments. I want to talk with you guys. I need to know your feedback. Especially, I want you to be part of this BTS Beyond the Shoe family. So subscribe to us. Keep supporting us because we're only gonna get better. And use your Twitter feed. Just follow me at psycho_Steve BTS. Folks, happy Memorial Day. Thank you for joining us again. Tomorrow, SmackDown. I'm sure it's gonna be a great show. That was Grading Monday Night Raw. We'll see you tomorrow.